Monday, and it's time to talk technology with our tech expert, Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group. Hey, good morning, Luis.
Good morning, Mark. How are things today?
Doing pretty good, and a little foggy outside this morning as we do this program.
It is, yeah.
It looks like we're heading back into our regular weather.
It was a nice weekend of nice warm temperatures. We were out there sailing yesterday. Wind was kind of iffy throughout the day, but we still got 3 races in and had a great day on the water.
Hey, let's talk about Tesla releasing a full self-driving beta autonomous vehicle next week. What's the story?
For those of you that have owned Teslas or own Teslas, one of the things that Elon Musk has claimed is that since 2016, so basically since 4 years ago, these cars have been equipped with all the hardware they need in order to be fully self-driving. The biggest issue has been the software and trying to train the cars and use the technology to maximize its ability to drive itself. So this week is a big week because they're releasing a beta of their full self-driving stack, if you will, the software stack that basically is autopilot on steroids. The thing is that they're not releasing it to the general public. They're selecting certain drivers and they're being very cryptic about it, so nobody knows who exactly is being selected to test it. But the idea is they want to put it out there and have some of the drivers who have shown that they're responsible about driving their cars in self-driving mode to test these features. And it includes things like being able to detect when a light changes from red to green and start the car, but making sure that there's no oncoming traffic that might interfere with it. All sorts of little bits and pieces. According to Elon, they had to rewrite the software from top to bottom because it was so complicated, and now they're maximizing the hardware that all these cars already have in place.
So this comes out next week, and selected drivers are going to have the opportunity to see what it's like to have a self-driving vehicle, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Especially with the pandemic and the lessons that we've learned, I think the idea of having an Uber or Lyft that can drive itself is appealing to a lot of people more than in the past. If we can start making some inroads in that regard, and there's a lot of people out there working on this technology, it's going to come sooner rather than later.
Hey, got a question for you about routers, wireless Wi-Fi extenders. When you go ahead and mate that up with your router at home, you'll see 2 addresses to mate your device to. One has like a 2 gigahertz and the other one is a 5 gigahertz. What's the difference?
5 gigahertz is actually better performing. There's less interference in that band. The 2.4 gigahertz has a lot of other devices that like to use that bandwidth. So you might get some interference, which will lower the performance. It's an older technology. It's really still on routers largely to accommodate these older systems that can't use the 5 megahertz bandwidth. But if your device can use either, then I'd definitely stick to the 5 megahertz.
I knew you'd know. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, our guest today here on Power Talk Radio. Online, alvareztg.com. @AlvarezTG is the Twitter handle. Luis, the toll-free number for the I-Team.
Give us a call at 866-78-I-Team. That's 866-784-8326.